Welcome to our Middle East Briefing program. Today, we're diving into some pressing global issues. First up, a study reveals that by 2050, half of Australia's children could be facing obesity, with 2.2 million expected to be obese if urgent changes aren't made. Researchers stress the need for systemic reforms to tackle this growing crisis. Next, we shift gears to a personal story from the pandemic. Andy Simonds, a bus driver who transported passengers from Wuhan to quarantine, reflects on his experience 5 years later. Despite the challenges and media scrutiny, he expresses no regrets about his role in helping during a critical time, emphasizing the importance of aiding others in crisis. Finally, we turn our attention to Gaza, where a blockade has led to skyrocketing food prices, impacting residents' access to essential goods during Ramadan. The situation is dire, with many families, like nurse Iman Saber, facing increasing hardships. Please stay tuned for more detailed coverage on these important topics. Australian Broadcasting Corporation reports a stark warning about the future of childhood obesity in Australia, predicting that by 2050, half of the nation's children and young people will be overweight or obese. This alarming trend is attributed to systemic issues rather than individual choices, as highlighted by lead author Jessica Kerr from the Murdoch Children's Research Institute. The study indicates that without immediate policy changes, 2.2 million children could be obese within 25 years. The research underscores the urgency of addressing the environmental factors contributing to this epidemic, emphasizing that the rising rates of obesity are a global crisis affecting not just Australia but many countries, particularly in Oceania and North Africa. BBC shares the compelling story of Andy Simonds, a bus driver who became an unexpected figure during the early days of the COVID-19 pandemic. On January 31, 2020, he transported repatriated UK citizens from Wuhan, China, to a quarantine facility, an experience that thrust him into the media spotlight. Despite initial fears surrounding the unknown virus, Andy recalls the surreal nature of the situation, noting that he felt safe due to the precautions in place. His story reflects the broader challenges faced by those on the front lines during the pandemic, as he navigated public scrutiny and personal safety while fulfilling his duty. Looking back, Andy expresses no regrets and emphasizes the importance of helping others in crisis. The New York Times reports on the immediate impact of Israel's decision to halt the entry of goods and humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip, a move that has led to skyrocketing prices for essential goods. Iman Saber, a nurse from northern Gaza, describes the shock of the blockade, which has exacerbated the already dire living conditions for many residents, including her own family living in a tent. The blockade, aimed at pressuring Hamas to negotiate, has disrupted both humanitarian and commercial supplies, leaving Gazans struggling to afford basic necessities during the holy month of Ramadan. The situation highlights the profound humanitarian crisis unfolding in Gaza, where the effects of geopolitical tensions are acutely felt by the civilian population. The Independent reports that McDonald's has unveiled the breakfast orders of various celebrities in a fun post-Oscars video. The clip features a range of stars, including Coleman Domingo, who enjoys an Egg McMuffin meal with strawberry jelly and a smoothie, and Teyana Taylor, who opts for a hearty breakfast of hot cakes, a McChicken biscuit, and orange juice. Julia Fox's extravagant order includes hot chocolate with extra whipped cream and 10 syrup packets, showcasing the unique tastes of Hollywood's elite. Meanwhile, Kieran Culkin keeps it simple with just a small Coca-Cola, proving that celebrity cravings can vary widely. According to the New York Times, oil prices have dropped to their lowest level of the year following OPEC Plus's announcement to increase crude production starting in April. The cartel plans to boost output by 2.2 million barrels a day, which could benefit consumers by lowering energy costs but may hurt oil producers' profits. U.S. oil prices settled at $68.37 a barrel, a rate that still allows for profitable drilling. Analysts suggest that this decision was influenced more by political pressure than by actual demand, as the Trump administration has been vocal about the need to lower energy prices, creating a complex dynamic in the oil market. Yahoo US highlights a lively discussion on the Baseball Barbecast podcast, where hosts Jake Mintz and Jordan Shusterman tier each of the 30 MLB teams based on popular spring training cliches. They delve into the New York Yankees' injury woes, which have fans in a panic, and engage with listeners' questions. The duo also imagines who would be the official captain for each team, adding a fun twist to their analysis of the upcoming season. This lighthearted yet insightful approach captures the essence of spring training as teams gear up for the challenges ahead. Associated Press: The Los Angeles Kings recently faced backlash after selling scarves made in Turkey during their Armenian Heritage Night, a significant event for the local Armenian community, which is the largest outside of Armenia. The kings issued a heartfelt apology, acknowledging the oversight and the historical tensions between Armenia and Turkey, which stem from the Armenian genocide. To mend relations, they offered full refunds or exchanges for the scarves purchased. This incident highlights the importance of cultural sensitivity, especially in a city with a vibrant Armenian population that has long been affected by the historical atrocities committed against their ancestors. South China Morning Post: the Munich Security Conference has marked a notable shift towards a multipolar world, as reflected in the latest Munich Security Report titled Multipolarization. This year, the conference saw increased representation from the Global South, indicating a growing recognition of diverse power dynamics. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi's emphasis on multilateralism resonated with delegates, positioning China as a potential stabilizing force amidst rising geopolitical tensions. As the world grapples with the implications of protectionism and economic nationalism, China's proactive approach, such as reducing tariffs for numerous developing nations, demonstrates its commitment to fostering cooperative international relationships. The conference underscored the need for effective governance in this emerging multipolar order, as traditional frameworks struggle to adapt to the evolving landscape. Associated Press: in the West Bank, the Oscar win of the documentary No Other Land has sparked hope among Palestinians facing possible expulsion from their homes in the Masafer Yatta area. The film, co-directed by Palestinian Basel Adra and Israeli Yuval Abraham, sheds light on the struggles of the local community, which has faced ongoing destruction and displacement due to Israeli military actions. As the Adra family celebrated the film's success, they also faced increased threats and pressures from settlers and the military. The documentary's recognition may serve as a catalyst for raising awareness about the plight of Palestinians, with Basel Adra calling for an end to the injustices faced by his people during his acceptance speech. The film's impact is felt not only in Palestine but also in Israel, where it has ignited contentious debates about representation and the ongoing conflict. The Independent reports that Sir Keir Starmer, much like historical leaders before him, is experiencing a surge in international respect amid his domestic unpopularity. His recent diplomatic engagements, including a favorable meeting with Trump and a significant role in the Ukraine peace efforts, have garnered him positive press, even from traditionally critical outlets. While some speculate that this newfound stature could elevate his image at home, Starmer's personal approval ratings remain low compared to his Tory opponents, albeit better than figures like Kemi Badenoch. The ongoing crisis in Ukraine has shifted public sentiment, with overwhelming support for Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and disdain for figures like Putin and Trump. Starmer's attempts to position himself as a bridge for peace could enhance his reputation, but ultimately, domestic issues like healthcare and taxation are likely to overshadow his international endeavors in the upcoming elections. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.